let's see. Okay, cool. Alright. Welcome, everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy Void Omnia. I said it right this time. The last episode. The gang had just finished fighting the four fiends of the Cloud of Darkness. And, my god, they were in a pretty horrid state. But they managed to come out on top. But thankfully, after, said tumbling, the Cloud of Darkness had appeared in front of them, and then threatened, pretty much had, obliterated everyone with a particle beam. With a Neo particle beam. And, conveniently, Artemis and the Dragon Queen, lost mid-fighting, decided to kind of interrupt their little beam party, in which the Cloud of Darkness had to kind of assist because, Dragon Queen's a demanding kind of person. But that allowed them, leave to make their grand escape, and escape they did, out through the Void Gate and out through the through the Crystal Tower and through the Labyrinth, and then they came out to the little camp outside, where they found out that they have been gone for 5 days, which seems odd considering that they literally went in an hour, maybe 2 tops ago. So something has definitely gone awry there. But now they need a little bit of preparation. So they headed over to Midgar along with Nyx's mommy. She had disguised herself as a different noble, but not really a different noble because this one didn't exist. She kind of just changed into something different. But she accompanied them, and they all went and they got some goodies for the next fight, just in case. And yeah, pretty much now they're awaiting for. Well, actually no, they did. They actually did get Biggs back. I forgot. They got Biggs back from doing whatever he was doing, and that is where we are now. The airship, everybody had just climbed up on the airship, and now we are flying. Now, Biggs is going to turn around to you guys, and they're going to be like, alright, so, where to now?
Unless anyone says otherwise, it's probably best for us to head straight back to the tower.
Suppose so. Don't want to lose any time.
You all sure?
Not to mention, I'm very curious as to know what my brother and my father are up to, seeing as they never returned last night.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I thought I was driving.
Oh, no, yeah, you were driving, actually. Yeah, I forgot about that. So yeah, Nyx, yeah, you were at the helm, and, Biggs had come in with his shirt halfway off. I forgot about that. So yeah, Nyx, since you've never really flown an airship before, but you do have some expertise in some, mechanical goodies. Now, let me see, what would that be? I don't think that's a skill that you can have on your thing. Would that be, survival? Because, I mean, you'd be surviving in the air. We'll just roll me a d20 to see if you can. And then add your, intelligence to it.
Ooh, an intelligence roll.
Oh, I could have just said roll an intelligence. I'm an idiot.
That's a 13.
Oh shit. The Kingdom Hearts number. Alright, so yeah.
Oh shit.
So yeah, you're kind of okay, so at this point you were hovering in the air. And what do you want to say before you take off when Biggs starts to jump and climb on?
I just looked at Biggs and I'm like, you might want to tighten your belt a little more. And then I just hit the accelerator.
Alright. So, yeah, you start accelerating forwards, and you are about to, in the middle of acceleration, you see in front of you a large building. You're about to ram into it, but somehow you you look around and you find a switch, and because you do have a little bit of a knowledge, you end up pulling yourselves up, and you are at least about like 60 feet up in the air now, above Midgar, and you can see everything, the circular city with the different divisions, with the 4 different divisions. Kind of like a pizza. But yeah, you're all up now. Somehow.
And we all fly to the tower.
Alright. Yeah. Biggs looks to you and he says, "Where'd you learn how to fly an airship?"
Same place where I learned how to shoot a gun. On my own.
Well, you're pretty decent at it. Your technique is a little... Say again?
I told Wedge I could fly this thing.
You didn't say that, he says to you.
Yes, I did.
We can go on and on and on, but I think it's best you focus on the road there. Even though he just kind of points out, and you do see a mountain.
Oh shit!
Roll me another D10, D20.
Oh no.
Oh god. Straight D20 or?
This time. Actually, no. Just no. Intelligence, because you do notice the mountain. It's not like suddenly it just pops out.
Let's go. Oh shit.
Oh Lord. Okay.
All right, let me bring this back
I'm not
over.
making it to the boss battle.
Forget the boss battle. We're.
Alright. So yeah, you fly, and he points forward, and you look over, and you guys, out of nowhere seemingly, there's just a giant mountain in front of you. And, before you guys seem to crash, Wedge comes over, and he pushes a button that's up there on the dash, and the airship kind of transforms, and it turns back into a little disc, and you all fall out of the sky. But since you guys are close onto a mountain, you guys won't have to fall too much. So, since you guys are really falling, let me go ahead and roll this damage.
That was his backup plan.
I mean, he said this last time. He said that, hey, if it came to it, this is our only airship for now. So if it came to it, we'll just push the button. But anyway, you guys falling about, I'd say, since you guys were on a mountain, so you guys are pretty you guys are very close to a little plateau part of the mountain. I can't really explain it. Like there's a very flat point around this mountain area. Like there's a bunch of a ramp-ish kind of things. I'm not good at describing, but you guys take 15 damage, fall damage.
Oh.
That is.
God damn.
So yeah, he presses the button, the airship transforms, and you hear the mechanical, and then it's almost like a cartoon where you guys stop for a second in place, and then, and you guys fall about 20 feet. But since you guys since you guys were going pretty fast, you guys are descending at quite the still forward, but downward, but still kind of forward. So you guys are still maintaining speed. So that's why the fall damage is pretty high.
Yeah. After we fell, I just kind of sit up and I go, I blame Biggs.
What? What do you mean?
Same.
What?
We wouldn't be in this predicament if you could keep it in your pants for one day.
Now you listen here. I told you guys that I wanted you guys to wait. You didn't even wait for me. I said I was on my way.
You got a warning.
I told you 5 minutes and I'm taking off.
Well, at least we didn't. We're somewhat unscathed.
Says the 7-foot tall giant.
Well, it's fine. we all have the same amount of injuries, right, Franklin?
Wedge looks like he's about to be a goddamn pancake.
You can see Wedge is kind of in the snow of this mountain in the middle of the ice cap, and he's just like, please. And Biggs is like, oh, sorry, and he kind of grabs him by the foot, and he's hanging him upside down, kind of, Big Wedge is like completely frozen.
Yeah, mostly unscathed.
Next time we go to Midgar, I am putting a tracker on you, so then if you ever go back to the honeybee, we are going to drag your ass back to the ship.
Well, that seems pretty optimal, but don't you have to go put a tracker on me? You'll already know where I am, so I mean, it'll be, you know, like you guys know where I am, so I mean, you guys don't need the tracker. Right? Anyway,
Are you just invulnerable to insults?
That was an insult, he says.
How the hell are you an engineer?
Out of sight, out of mind. So anyway, how do we get off this damn rock?
Well, first off, Wedge gives me back the ship.
Wedge doesn't have the ship in his hand because he's frozen, first of all, but
First, we find the ship.
Oh god.
all right, and Biggs puts Wedge down and kind of sets him back up. Like he kind of like turns him over in midair, and he sets him back down, and he kind of just I think I saw the airship. It was since we were coming from that direction. He points towards Midgar. Since we were coming from that direction, it might be in that place. Well, around this area, or in that direction somewhere. Please, let's just hurry up and find it, gosh.
Alright, but I'm still blaming Biggs. And I go looking for the airship.
Alright. So yeah, alright, how do you guys want to go about looking for this airship? You guys want to be in a group? You guys want to separate? You guys want to do cool things? What?
I mean, I think we can spread out a bit.
Yeah, we can spread out a little bit, but still want to stay within eyesight of each other.
Yeah.
You're on a mountain. There is no eyesight. There's so many twists and turns, lumps in the way.
It's fine, we have our link pearls.
Fair, yeah.
That's fair.
Damn, plot devices. Damn you, plot devices!
You're the one who gave them to us.
Fair. But yeah. Okay, so since you guys are all splitting off, we'll... Alright, so... Dan, you're 1, and, Roz, you're 2. Dan it is. Alright, Dan, we're starting with you. Go ahead and roll me investigation, if you would, please. First, actually, which way would you be going? Well, I mean, yeah, which way, like, would you be going to try to go and find this airship?
I'd probably veer a little to the left of where Wedge was pointing.
Alright. And,
Also 23.
Not gonna be a difficult search, is it?
I have a +6 to investigation.
Alright.
I do.
Alright, so actually, Vesta, which way would you be going?
If Nix is gonna veer a little left, then I'll veer a little right.
Alright, and we'll say Evangeline and, Wedge joins you, and Biggs, he'll go on his own, because I know you're mad at him, Nix. I keep saying you guys, sorry.
It's good, it's good.
So yeah, you're kind of mad at him, and he's like, alright, so I'll give you some space. He doesn't say that, but like, that's how he's thinking in his head, so he'll just go on his own. Vesta, did you not want anybody to come along with you, or did you did you want to actually have a
I'll
little?
play if somebody accompanies me.
All right, cool. I just
I'm
wanted. I
gonna
just
be mean
didn't.
mugging Biggs if he comes though.
Wait, say again.
I'm gonna be mean mugging Biggs if he comes along though.
Everybody mean mugs Biggs. What's wrong? He didn't do anything wrong.
You went to the honeybee.
Yeah, what? Fair. All right. So back to you, Nix. All right. So you, yeah. All right. So roll the 23. You're looking around and you're trying to keep an eye out on something cylindrical or something that's like in a disc shape, or something that's obviously resembles the thing that Wedge had in the snow. So while you're looking around, you do see a few things. You see some scraps of like metal of some sort in the ice. So some parts of it are sticking out of the ground though. They're kind of just like sharp points kind of sticking out of the ground. You can choose to explore that if you want to. And
yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna. Is there any way to tell what these scraps might have come from? Like whether it was like a part of a ship or whether it was from like a machine of some sort?
This looks like it was probably just probably from an old you know what? Make me a history check really quickly.
Oh, perfect. 10.
Alright. So this wasn't high. Okay, so from your experience and what you know, you did hear somewhere that the first airship was like the first like prototype for the airship was made with metal. So that's what this could possibly be. The metal does seem to be like very sturdy, and it looks like it's splintered off from the actual ship itself. Like these are shards of metal that kind of that just kind of went off. So something could have crashed here. But
Interesting.
yeah. But that's obviously not the airship that you're looking for.
But it's not my airship, no.
Yeah.
After kind of thinking it over, I just kind of give a shrug and get back to trying to find my airship.
Alrighty. And I won't make it roll again. And the other piece of like metallic type of thing you do see is some little dots, like little dotted pieces of like metal in the ground itself, and beside those you do see a small little disc in the ground. So there are two
thank
things.
God. Yeah, no, I'm grabbing that.
All right. So wait, which one? The little doppel.
The disc.
Okay, the disc.
The disc.
All right. When you pick up this disc, you realize that it is a gear-looking thing, a cog-looking thing.
Oh, it's not the airship?
No.
God fucking damn it!
But it is in a disc-like shape because it's a very thin cog. And it looks to be the same metal that the frayed pieces of metal were.
Alright, I'll pocket the cog and take a look at the other metallic dots in the snow.
You said you pocket the cog?
Yeah, I'm gonna pocket the cog.
Alright, put that in your inventory. And the little doppled pieces of metal, you do realize that they are bullets. Silver bullets, to be exact. Lying on the ground.
What?
Some of them have been used. Like, some of them have, like, burned, like, rims. But some of them are full intact. Like, still being able to be used.
How many of these can I salvage?
Okay, so in total, there are about 30 of them. You can't, whenever you do count them, yeah, you do see that there are 30. But, out of those 30, there are about, I'd say 12 that are able to be salvaged. Well, that are able to be used like in a proper gun, and the rest of them are just frayed. So you can salvage them. You can repurpose the metal itself, but they're not able to be used. And you already know about the fully non-used ones.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put the 12 usable ones. I'm gonna put that with the rest of my ammo. Sorry, I'm also writing this down.
Right. Take your time.
And then the remaining 18 I will pocket into with the rest of my bag.
All right. Give me 1 second. All right. Okay. Cool. All right.
Because I think that totals to 30.
Yeah, there are about since there are 12 bullets that have not been used. There are the rest of them that are about there are about 18 of them that haven't been. So yeah. I'll just take the spent bullets and I'll put it in my bag with the rest of my tinkering stuff. Alrighty. But yeah. Other than that, you don't really see anything.
I look
in view.
Yeah, I just basically look around and I'm just like, God fucking damn it.
So what would you do around this point? Would you want to return back, or do you want to keep looking around?
Oh, I'm gonna keep looking around.
All right. So yeah. Okay. So in the area that you are, there's nothing to be seen from regular eye. From the point of view where you are standing now, there's nothing to be seen. But if you continue to walk, there is maybe another perception.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna move a little further ahead.
I mean, not perception. Oh, sorry. Not perception. Investigation. Sorry.
24.
Jesus fucking! What the hell is this?
It's +6 to investigation.
And here I thought that Vesta would be the investigator.
I have proficiency in investigation, dude.
So do I. I have a +6 as well.
Well, I was saying that because
It's
her name.
Yeah.
Investigator. Does she sell alligators as well? Investigator. Anyway, so
I have a wall of wax sticks I can grab.
a wall of oh god, I need to see her. I need to see her lightsaber collection. But yeah. So yeah, with the 24, you just see things. You just see more snow and some rocks sticking out of the ground. Some of them look a little bit darker, so they do mistakenly look like metal, but they don't really. And there are more shards of metal. This time they're not really sticking out. They're more just lying there. You can see that there's just a crap ton of just clunky pieces of metal all laid out, kind of like this was like a wreckage, but it's like a smaller wreckage. So they're all the same type of metal that you saw from before, but just lots more of it.
Yikes. Yeah, and then after that, I think I'm just gonna head back to where everyone else is.
Alright,
wherever that may be.
Right. And when you do turn around, you do notice that there is some writing on some of this metal.
Ooh. Okay, now I'm interested. So so at this point, it's like Nyx turns around, walks away. It's like that clip where you see someone walk away, focuses on the metal with the writing, just kind of walks back and just walks back to look at the metal and then looks at the writing.
Alright, yeah. You do see that this this lost piece of junk or metal, this lost machine that's been here in the mountains for so long. It says the SS Highwind. But yeah, that's all you can read off of it.
After looking at it and reading, kind of take another shrug and make my way back to the rest of the group.
Alright, so at that point we will cut to the investigator. Alright, so Wegs, I was about to say Wegs. Wedge and Evangeline and Vesta, you all are traveling about, looking for adventure. You are in the right side of the mountains. The best part of the mountains, because you need to make me an investigation check to see if there is anything in these yon hills.
If I get in that one, this is gonna be embarrassing. 23. There we go. You good over there?
No. Alright.
What did you expect from the so-called investigator?
I need to get a Dragonborn on you guys' team to actually call you guys, like, so you guys can have like a duo, and you guys will be the Vesta and the Gator.
Oh god.
Wonder Twins.
You know,
unite.
there are lizard folk. You don't need a dragonborn.
Yeah, I forgot lizard folk existed. So yeah, there you go. Investigator. Ow, that hurt. Fuck. Alright, so yeah, with 23, god damn it, you do, notice that there is snow, and when you look a little harder, you do see, oh, what's that, is that more snow? Yeah, you see more snow, and, there's rocks, along with, you guessed it, snow, but something does catch your eye, and it's not snow. It is ice. I'm just kidding. No, no. You do see some more afraid. Well, you don't. It's not really more afraid. This is the first time you see it. You do see some random spikes of metal kind of sticking out of the ground, and this is like some dark colored metal, because you can't really tell what the color is, considering that it's been here and it's covered with rust. So. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you just see some random spikes of metal out of nowhere.
Can I investigate a little bit more to see what it might be from?
Yeah, you want to take a closer look?
Yes.
Alright, so yeah, you take a closer look. I won't make you roll a second time. So yeah, you get a little closer to it, you examine it. Did you want to try to pick it up as well?
Sure.
Alright. Alright, yeah, so you pick up one of the shards, and you notice that it is a very sturdy kind of metal. You don't really know, much about metal, so you can't really tell, like different kinds of qualities of metal, or what types of metal were used in certain things. But you do know that this is a very, very sturdy and very powerful kind of metal, just from the touch, and, especially from how they pierce through this snow so easily. Even though usual metals can, but this metal was lodged deep, so you have to really pull it out of there.
Right.
So yeah, that's what you do see.
Okay. No airship?
No airship. So far.
Fuck. Okay. I will head a little bit more towards the middle of where me and Nick split off then to keep looking.
Alright, so since you have moved from the little area, you look around, you see nothing but snow and rocks and snow and more rocks and snow. But go ahead and make another investigation to see how you fare in this new spot.
19.
Fuck. Alright, so, alright. If I had long hair, I'd be... Anyway, so yeah, you do see rocks and snow, but you do see a disc in the ground. It's a very metal. It's like a a disc shape, and next to it you see kind of an L-shaped piece of a hunk of metal in the ground. You can't really tell because it's very lodge deep into the snow, along with the different kind of metal. But yeah,
I'd like to try and, if it's lodged in really deep, try to dig it out or get the disc out somehow. See what it is.
all right, yeah. From this, you do see it is another cog. Well, it is a cog.
Okay.
It looks like the little, to you it looks like a little gear thing that Nyx likes to dabble in.
Alright, well, I will pocket that to discuss with Nyx later. And, I guess keep looking until I end up meeting up with Nyx, as they say.
Alright, so, cool. So yeah, you do pass the little L-shaped piece, and you don't really see much anymore. Unless, I mean, you said you were done with this area here?
Yeah, just gonna keep wandering around until I find Nyx.
Alright, yeah, you keep wandering around, and you end up in a place where you do see a crap ton of metal just lying all about.
So I'm guessing this is the point of origin for the metals?
Pretty much, yeah.
Would I be able to investigate further to see if I can figure out what it used to be, possibly?
Yes.
Alright.
So because yeah, so you can examine it further. Go ahead and roll me another investigation one more time.
21.
What the fuck is this? Watch how when combat actually comes along, shit's gonna.
Oh, it's gonna be all nat ones.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you see on the little pieces of metal, they're like just sharper pieces. There are more blunt pieces. You see some rebar. You do see some flat like plate metal, like metal plating, and it's the same type of material. You kind of bang on it, bang, 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 bang. That's what you hear. And but the only thing you do see, you don't really see anything of interest until you look at the one big flatter part that looks to be a little bit bigger than the others, and you do see the name of whatever this thing was. It reads the SS Highwind.
Oh.
But other than that, you don't really see the airship. But in like one of the in the same direction where you were looking, you do see a piece, another like lost piece. It seems to be standalone, and it's just one lost piece in the middle of the snow. But it's a little farther upward.
Alright, well, I'll go check that out.
Alright. And yeah, this one's not really that hard to see. But you do find Les Airship.
Yes.
And when you do see, you do notice that it is the airship. You know, do you pick it up or do you wanna? I mean, what do you want to do with this airship? You want to open it or something? I don't know.
Oh, I don't trust myself to open it. I'm gonna pick it up and call Nyx on the link pearl. Like, I found the airship and another weird thing as well.
All right. So yeah. And since you are away from that, you are some distance away from the actual scrap pieces, and because the direction that you went into was a little bit shorter than what Nyx had went through. Nyx, you arrive to the main origin point of the big metal, wreckage. You arrive there a little later, and later on you do get a call on a link pearl while you're investigating this. Well, while you turn back to look at this name.
Right. Yeah, no, I answered him like, yeah.
I found the airship as well as weird pieces of metal all over the ground. Did you notice that too?
Yeah, no, I found something a lot like that on my side. Looks like this was a crash of an older airship. Um, I remember hearing something about the first prototype, first airship prototype, crashing, and it's possible that this could be the the prototyped airship that's looking at, but yeah, I don't entirely know for certain.
Do you know what the airship was called? Because this one seems to be the SS Highwind.
Would I know that would be the name of the prototype?
Make me another history check.
Oh shit. Let me get back.
And while he's rolling this, Vesta, while you're on the link pearl, would you be walking back home, back to the origin point?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right.
23.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So, I guess this disoriented from your last, like when you were trying to do the last history check. Yeah, I guess you kind of blanked on it for a little bit, but then it all of a sudden it hits you once the Highwind name comes up, and you do recognize that yes, the name of the prototype airship was called the SS Highwind, and while your mind is kind of running through and digging up this I guess lost knowledge to you, in the coming through the distance, you do see Vesta walk up towards you, towards your location. And the reason why I'd say that the wreckage is you guys come up on the same wreckage is because when you guys went in separate directions, the mountain, it the flat plateau kind of loops in this way, kind of around the mountain. So since you guys went right and left, her side went a little more downwards and arrived in the backside, while you were going through your your thing with the other types of metals, picking up bullets and stuff. She kind of went forward, and that's how you ended up on the wreckage while she wasn't there. So you guys kind of pretty much just looped around this mountain to get to the same origin point. If that wasn't, if it just makes just to clear it up, if you guys were confused on how you guys ended up on the same wreckage.
Yeah.
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 You do
No,
see
after
Vesta in
thinking
the
about,
distance.
but yeah, no, after thinking over and just looking out, I'm like, I'm fairly certain it was. Also, I think I see you.
Oh, I think I see you too. 1 minute. And as I approach, I'll end the call.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you guys see each other. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, so I walk over and I'm like, so yeah, this could actually have been this could have actually been the prototype, the original Highwind.
That's pretty cool. Do you know if there's anything valuable on it or any people on it?
Can't say for certain. I first heard about it when I was really young, and even then I wasn't really paying attention to it that much, but I remember that it was a very big deal after it vanished with and then they started they started working on the next prototype for airships, and I don't entirely remember who all was a part of the Highwind's initial launch, or if anyone was actually on board.
Huh. Well, I guess that's something we can figure out after we've saved the Earth's crystal.
I suppose so, yes.
I will hand Nix the airship.
Right. Now, before we head off, where the hell is everyone else?
You do see that Evangeline and Wedge is there with good old Vesta. And
Alright, so
not too long. Speaking of which, not too long. You do hear like footsteps coming from behind you, and then you kind of hear a growl, like a.
I just casually turn around.
And when you do turn around, you do see that it is Biggs. Oh, hi! Hi! Did you guys find it already?
Are you having fun yet?
No. Did you guys find it? Please tell me you have.
Yes, we found it. We found it.
Oh, and he kind of collapses in the snow.
Well, aside from our friend dying here, I think it's about time that we finally set off again.
Yes, let's definitely do that.
Alright, and I take the airship and I take the disc, look at it. Would I know how to reactivate this thing?
Roll me a straight d20, actually. Because, yeah.
Five.
You fiddle around with it, and you can't find it for the life of you. The only thing you can think of is how Biggs and Wedge, they just throw it down and it just appears. So, you fiddle around with it, you kind of toss it, and nope, nothing. And you can see Biggs kind of just cross his arms and he's just looking at you while you do that.
Only if the next time you go to Midgard, you don't stop at the honeybee.
No, but you can pick me up if that's the case.
Maybe, and I'd still hand it over to him.
And he takes it from you, and he just like you can see when you look down at his hand, you can see his thumb kind of do a little dingle thing, and then he puts it down to the floor, and then like magic, the thing starts to unfold and unfold, and then suddenly it forms into the same airship you guys knew.
Right, everyone on board.
All right, all aboard to the Crystal Tower, and hopefully not into any more mountains. All right.
Agreed.
All right. And so, yeah. And so our Clash of Clans, it continues. And riding, and also whilst lifting up from from this mountain, you do see the Pendrick estate from like behind you all. But you just couldn't see it because there were mountains blocking you. But yeah, you after quite a bit of time of I'd say just radio silence on board, you guys do end up falling. Oh, not falling. You guys do end up landing in the Crystal Tower. Well, at the Crystal Tower base. And yeah, everyone you can see everyone like looking up at you while the wind of the airship kind of blows it, kind of like a helicopter when it's landing. It just starts to blow wind everywhere. Well, blow air everywhere. Wind can't make wind. But yeah, you all land. Alright, and yeah. So when you guys do land, the Crystal Tower captain kind of comes up to you guys and he says, "Ah, hello there. So our heroes return."
Indeed, we have.
Yes.
So, would you mind telling us where you all have been for like the past, I don't know, half an hour?
We had to get supplies.
Well, wait, hang on. Supplies from where?
Midgar, what do you think?
Oh, well, I mean, that can't have taken half an hour to get from there and back. Well, I was saying because I heard you guys were going to Midgar, but, you know, we had received word that you were coming back, but it's been a lot later than what it usually was.
We took the scenic route.
Indeed. Now,
Interesting.
do you know where my father and my brother are?
He kind of like raises his finger to his lip, and he's just like, Now, when I tell you, don't freak out.
What happened?
So, okay, so after yesterday, well, I mean, I'll tell you when after this. So pretty much after everything that's happened, with, you know, with your brother letting your father out, he, obviously, like usual, threw a hissy fit, and he kind of freaked out a little too much to the point where he kind of passed out and fainted, and I'll just come show you. Follow me.
Oh no. And I followed the guard.
Alright. Does everyone follow as well?
Oh yeah, Vess is gonna follow behind.
Alright. Why does my sound like it's like, you know, less loud? Is that why? Oh, that's why, because I fucking... So anyway, yeah, the Crystal Tower Guard Captain, he, I gotta choose a different name for that, but he leads you all to a small little hut made out of, you know, a pretty sturdy wood, and covered with, like, some leaves and cloth and certain things, and in a little hammock bed, you do see your father out like a light, and you see people kind of like, you know, kind of huddling around him. And the captain kind of looks to you all and he says, "Yeah, he hasn't awakened since, you know, yesterday."
And where's my brother?
You do see your brother as well. Sorry, I forgot to. I'm an idiot. My bad. I didn't mention that.
Right. No, it's fine. All right, so I look to Orion and I go, "The fuck did you do?"
He kind of goes from looking at his father to, I didn't do anything. I swear. I let him out, and I was gonna take him back like, you know, we had planned to, but he got a little too, you know, too rambunctious, and he had kind of put himself into like a faint coma-like state from just the fucking... You should have seen him when he woke, like when he got out of the cage. He was fully red, like fuming, more mad than I've ever seen him before, and he kind of just fainted in mid-sentence, and we've been here trying to make sure he's been doing okay. The clerics here have been, you know, been maintaining him, keeping him stable, but they say he should be fine, but I do worry that, you know, that this could, like, you know, affect him in the long run.
And what made you think it was a good idea for you to leave him here instead of bringing him back to the estate just in a safer place?
Well, I mean, because, I mean, there are, like, the medics that are already here. I mean, we just had to tend to him quickly, and moving him we didn't want to cause any more damage. And there aren't really, like, there are not really that many, like, doctors or anything in the actual estate itself. They're all, either out or they're here.
Still, you could have at least sent word. I had no idea what happened. From what I knew, you all were just still there without no idea whatsoever as to what is going on. You know that I do worry about you sometimes, brother.
I'm sorry. I just I didn't want to risk anything, and I was too caught up in trying to make sure he was all right that I just forgotten.
All right. Well, at least you weren't taken by the clouds of darkness, because honestly, she's a bitch.
Wait, the who now?
And this is why I was hoping to... You know what? Never mind. Look, we're gonna be gone. We're gonna have to deal with something. In the meantime, you deal with just gestures to that. Oh, and you're gonna have to explain to our mother what happened. She's here with us too. Bye. And I just drag everyone out and it's like, okay, let's go.
And the Crystal Tower guard captain, they do, oh my god. Holy shit.
You forgot the mother was...
I forgot the mother was with you guys!
Oh, yeah.
It's alright.
Oh,
I'm letting Orion deal with that now.
Oh, God.
Alright, so hang on, really quickly, we'll retcon some things. We'll just say that that the mom went with you, to look for stuff, and she didn't really say much. She was just looking around with you, and you was like, ooh, cool stuff. But and on the way back, nothing really happened. Nothing really changes. But like she does kind of go up to the bed. She's like, darling, what is the like kind of fussing in a more comedic way. But while she's saying all this, the conversation between you and Orion were kind of like in the middle of it. But and the Crystal Guard guy, I need to give a name to this fucking guy. The Crystal Tower guard captain guy person, he kind of follows you and he says, wait. And he kind of says, oh, wait, shouldn't we, like, shouldn't you address certain things that happened, like, to everyone here, at least, to the people who might assist us in some way?
I think it would be best if all of the forces stayed here while me and my compatriots dealt with whatever is going on with the tower, because honestly, I don't think that if you want me to be very, very honest, I find that it is going to be very, very short for any one of the Crystal Soldiers to walk up there and deal with whatever is going up there. I mean, I go to the captain. I'm not going to deny that you were great, but you almost died like 5 times, and...
Alright, 6 times, but hang on. But at least we can, or even if we don't go with you, we can at least, you can at least discuss it so we all know what we can do, like on the outside or something, or at least keep us, instead of keeping them in the dark.
Nyx just kind of pinches the bridge of their nose and it's like, I know, but as of right now, time is of the essence, and I think it'd be really best if we dealt with the Bitch of Darkness before we have this whole conversation. And honestly, when I got back, I was really hoping to have it with my father because, well, honestly, he's a bastard, but that's neither here nor there.
Well,
yeah,
what if you guys don't return then? We will never know what happened because we don't know what information that... Well, I mean, obviously I know, but I mean, like, they need to hear from the Warriors of Light themselves.
I am really hating that name. I just turned to Vesta and the others, and I'm like, Guys, weigh in here. What do you think?"
I mean, we are in a bit of a time crunch, but we did, during our scenic route, take some damage, so... I mean, we can discuss a little bit while we heal or something along those lines. Also, way to have faith in the Warriors of Light. I mean, I'm sure we'll come back.
Okay, well, it's more like I saw how bad that thing was. You guys nearly died if she hadn't stopped in mid-attack.
But we're still here?
Because someone intervened.
Listen,
Yes, that
we're not the most powerful. We're still some lucky bastards. We'll make it out.
Also, if we told the entirety of the Crystal Guard what all happened up there, and the more specific details as to why the world is going to shite, they are going to panic. And last thing we need is a bunch of people panicking. Not to mention, then everything... I mean, to be fair, almost everyone else in the entire world... Elliot knows that the world is going to shite. But if once they know why and what the Warriors of Light are up against, that is going to cause a worldwide insurrection, which is very, very bad.
Well, I mean, we weren't planning on sharing it. Well, you would be only just sharing it with the guard and the guard alone. We would just be doing everything in our power to, like, just anything that we can to either locate you if something happens or anything like that.
Oh no, if we don't come back from that, then you all are screwed no matter what.
Oh, thanks.
Good point.
Alright. Alright. You all want the mini rundown? You want me to give the entirety of the guard the mini rundown?
Yeah? Pretty
If
much.
this ends up going very, very wrong, and they all either end in a panic or decide to have an immediate retirement for the remainder of the end of the world, let's just say that it's not going to be fun. And then I look to everyone and I'm like, right, you lot, gather up. I got some words.
Alright, yeah, you, as you say that, you see all the guard and, everyone, including your mom and Orion, they all look up towards you.
So everyone here knows the world's going to shite, right? Raise your hand if you don't.
Pretty much everyone raises their hand.
I look to my mother. Why are everyone so fucking oblivious?
Wait, no, like everyone rose their hand.
No, I said anyone who doesn't know raise their hand.
Pfft, I read that wrong. Well, heard that wrong.
It's the accent.
Yeah. So yeah, no one raises their hand except for one person.
Okay, Redcon.
Yeah,
Redcon, I look to the one guy. Is that fucking Jerry?
Yes, it's me. Wait, what's going
God damn
on
it, Jack.
again?
Okay. We're going with the somewhat short version on this. World is going to shite, and me and my compatriots are trying to save it. As far as what's going on here, point to the tower, we have some broad known as the Cloud of Darkness who is trying to... Well, is basically trying to commandeer it from my family. And is actually somewhat succeeding. She works for a entity known as the Dragon Queen, who is a synthetic being who either is going haywire, is gaining sentience, which is honestly kind of a bit bullshit in my opinion still. We don't know. Regardless, the Dragon Queen is going haywire, and here's the big kicker. is not technically from this world. There is a mirror world of Elian, and that is where the Dragon Queen is from. Most likely, same thing with the Cloud of Darkness. Anyway, the reason we were gone so long the last time is because we found a gateway in between the two Elians. We crossed it. There's some dumb time dilation shite. We almost died. Your captain almost died more than us.
Wow, thank you.
And I am not wrong. Me and my compatriots are going back up there to face the Cloud of Darkness to try and regain control of the Crystal Tower here. Whether we are going to succeed or not, I have no clue, but we have a better chance now than what we did when we went into that tower and faced like 3 to 5 other things and was very exhausted to begin with. Is everyone keeping track of what I'm saying so far?
Everyone kind of like mumbles to themselves and they're all shaking their head. But Orion kind of gets up and they kind of walk to you. Sister, are you mad? Going up against that thing?
Brother, I've been going... Brother, we both know that between the two of us, I am most likely the crazier one. So, yes, I am very fucking mad.
What if something happens to you? What if this Dragon Queen, the Cloud of Darkness... And he kind of puts his finger on his chin. Why does that sound familiar?
Regardless, brother, I have already faced an asshole named Garlic, a mirror version of myself who shot a goddamn cannon at me.
A what?
And... Oh, I thought I told you this already.
You did not?
Oh, well, regardless, I've been through a lot of stuff already. Between mirror version of myself shooting a cannon at me, a snake broad who I don't know why was chasing us to begin with, and a frickin' muscle demon whatever fucker named Garlic, who also was a disciple of the Dragon Queen.
Well, that's the thing that scares me the most. This Dragon Queen, she... and especially if you guys almost died, then what if something happens? I don't think I can bear losing you again.
Ryan, there's a lot of shit that's going on right now, and no matter what, I am smack dab in the middle of it, whether I like it or not. Honestly, I didn't even want this to begin with. And I'm fairly certain Father would have preferred you to be the warrior, to be in my place. Because... Well, honestly, I have no fucking clue, but I'm pretty sure he would have rather wanted you to be a warrior light over me. And there have been moments where I wish it wasn't me who had this goddamn thing. Just holds out my crystal and go, but I was chosen. I can't change it no matter how much I want to or how much I don't want to. And not to mention, these other 3 fuckers are my friends now. And I probably can't get rid of them if I want to. Just turn back to the Vesta and the others. I don't mean that as an insult, by the way, so I'm just throwing that out there.
You're not wrong.
Damn straight. Turn back to Orion. I am going to face even more crazy, dangerous, whacked out shite in the neck trying to save the rest of the world than what I'm probably going to face in this tower. It's bound to happen. And yes, I am probably going to be on the brink of death at least another 20 times doing this. But that's just how this fuckery of fate works.
You can see he's looking down at the floor. And he looks down and he looks at his hands.
Look at me, Ori.
He continues to look down.
Orion Alistair Pendrick, look at me when I'm talking to you.
He looks up. And you can see his
Why
eyes
the
are starting to kind of, like, his eyes are starting to kind of go a little watery.
I just pull him into a hug, just a tight fucking hug. And as I do, I just kind of say lightly in his ear, if I don't do this, then there won't be anyone for me to come back to. And I don't want that to happen. I love you too much to have that happen.
And I love you too. Just be careful.
I mean, I've already kind of set myself on fire, so... I promise I won't purposely do that again.
He kind of... He says, let me see your pendant.
I take it out from under my shirt.
Okay, and so he quickly just kind of, he sees the crystal there along with the pendant. It's kind of like just chained on, like the crystal's just kind of like chained along with the pendants, like little thing there.
No, the crystal basically acts as the locket cover.
Alright, and he kind of pulls something from out of his pocket. And then he places it in the pendant. And he closes, is it one of those, like, opening?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he takes something out and he puts it in the pendant and he kind of closes it. And he puts it around your neck. And he says, don't open that until you're absolutely necessarily needed.
Fair enough. And I'm sure you saw the photograph inside.
Yeah. And he kind of chuckles.
There hasn't been a day within this last year where I've looked at it and not missed you.
Yeah, I can't even count the times. How many times I've gone into your room and just sat and looked and wondered whether you were dead or just left.
Speaking of that, I may as well just kind of get this out in the open as well. And I turn to my mother and I go, I may not have been entirely forthcoming when I came back.
And she kind of stands up from her husband's side and she's like, whatever do you mean?
I wasn't captured by bandits when I was gone that night. I left of my own accord, and I had one of the servants take me to Midgar.
What? Whatever for?
Honestly, I was fed up being a Pendrick. I didn't want to stay as a noble. I didn't want to live up to my father's standards. I didn't want to be married off to someone that I'd never met. So I left. I cut my hair. I changed my name. This The person you see right now, the outfits, the gunblade, the pistol, the knack for tinkering and wanting to explode shit. That is who I really am, Mother.
She kind of looks down and she kind of looks towards her husband. She looks like she's hesitating a little bit, but she says, "I guess now is the perfect time to say it as well, while your father is under." I never liked the things that we made you do. I hated the fact that we forced you into being... Oh, sorry. Pause.
I was really hoping for the Doppelmom speech. I honestly thought that was where he was going to be going with this. But damn, okay. Also, this may seem severely insignificant, and I know we're recording while this is going on, but while we were doing this, I may have come up with a few possible builds for Angel's next character.
Oh god, I'm afraid.
I've got 3 so far.
Go ahead.
And there might actually be it might actually be possible to not worry entirely about wisdom that much. For like he was saying, like he wanted to go monk and sorcerer, and it might be more possible than I thought it would be.
Oh no.
But there are 2 other possibilities that I have paired up with this.
Which are?
Swashbuckler Rogue
Of course.
and Echo Knight Fighter. Which is going to be very interesting.
That sounds
And we
pretty
will
cool. I don't... Oh, he's back.
We will talk about it later.
Okay.
Oh, something that we can talk about for sure at the end of the stream.
We're plotting.
Oh shit. Alright, so yeah, okay. Back into the acting. Alright. I never really she kind of looks like the tone she has, it sounds very disappointed and disgusted kind of, but doesn't sound towards you. I never really enjoyed the things that we put you through. The shipping you off to marry someone, the forcing you to be one of us. I never enjoyed it. I was just going along with it to please him and I'm not gonna lie, it was a little to uphold the reputation that I had gained, because I wasn't born into this. I only ever married into this sort of thing. So she kind of takes off her little, she kind of drops her disguise, and she's like,
Oh shit, that's right. She had disguised self on the entire time.
yeah. So she drops her disguise and she's like, it hurt me every single time to go along with all of this. Yeah, I probably should have stopped, but I got too caught up in my own reputation and such that I couldn't even focus on the most important thing, and that is you being the real you. And I know an apology is not going to make up for years of miserable life, but I want you to know that I am truly, truly sorry for everything. That kind of also, it also explains why I enjoyed sneaking out, because being who I am, I could never do that. I could never really be me. I love the life that I have, and I love my husband, but I'm just too afraid.
Mom, he's an asshole. But honestly, I'm not as mad as I was when I left. I admit that when I saw you, when I came back, and how you were so sincere, and how you were telling me that you were sneaking out to be among the people at Midgar, I was skeptical. I wasn't sure if... forgive me if this sounds pretty harsh, but I wasn't even sure if you were my actual mother. I thought you were my mother's doppelganger from the mirror universe, which actually crossed my mind at least once or twice when we were even in Midgar. But...
And I don't blame you. I guess I was acting out of turn.
It was very, very weird.
But when I saw you after the year that you had been gone, my heart, it lit up for the first time in a long time. And you don't know what you have until it's gone. For that entire year, I had wondered that me going along with everything, did I drive her away? Did I drive you away? And I'd worried, and when it came to the point where I thought you were dead, I wallowed. And when I saw you, I couldn't help it. It was like I was seeing you the first time when you were born.
And this last week or so of me being here, of seeing you, seeing Orion, just kind of looks to the unconscious man, seeing my father. I saw you in a new light, and while I was uncertain of whether or not to hold on to all that hatred all that anger that I had for that longest time, it's seeing how you changed. It helped me kind of discover a few things, not only about myself, but actually it also helped me understand a few things about my doppelganger. But the one thing that I am thankful for is a chance to see you a second time before things might get too bad. That's something that I know that my counterpart never got. And I feel sorry for her. And it made me realize that in all these years of not really trusting anyone, of trying to survive as best I can and look after myself, it seemed liberating at first, but now I look back and realize that it was also very lonely. Whether I was just working around as just a tinkerer in Cornelia, or when I was whether I was working at the Honeybee Inn, which by far was one of the worst jobs that I have had. I hated there.
Wait. The Honeybee Inn? You worked there?
Yeah. For a little under a month, maybe a few weeks. Yeah.
Odd. But I mean, I guess you do what you need to do to get money. And speaking of
Very
which,
true.
if you did need money, you could, like, when you were sneaking out, why didn't you just grab a few hundred gil to go along with you? It would have definitely helped you out. You wouldn't have to struggle as much.
I was 16. I wasn't entirely sure what. I didn't have everything planned out. I mean, for Ramu's sake, I left my own damn brother. Then it did turn to Ryan, to which I still regret to this very day.
He kind of just like this awkward smile, like.
Turned back to my mother. Regardless, it doesn't matter, but when we found out that the wind crystal was here, where it was near every one of you, honestly, every fiber of my being didn't want to come here at first, and I may have made a couple of regretful decisions on the way here involving a possible agreement with a pirate. We'll talk about that when I get back. When I realized that the crystal was here, like I said, every fiber of my being didn't want to come here, because I wanted to forget that I was associated with the Pendrick name. But I guess deep down, I realized that whether I didn't want to be associated with the name or not, you are still my family. And I still cared about you to an extent, and I don't know. Honestly, it all happened so fast, and we all need to face our demons, and I wanted to face mine as quickly as possible originally just to get over it. Now, I'm thankful I did, because now I don't hate you for what you put me through. I still am I still am annoyed at Father for what he put us through, but can't really say that I 100% hate him. He's still my father. He's still the man who, without him, I wouldn't be here. I mean, sure, he's an asshole and cares more about nobility and reputation than about his own children. But when you boil everything down, he's still my father, and I am still the heir to his legacy. But all things considered, I don't want to follow in his footsteps. I don't want to be an extension of his shadow. I may not always be Artemis Pendrick, because well, all things considered, I did kind of make my name a little similar. When I changed to my name, I did make it similar. I mean, for goodness sakes, when I was out of Midgar and made my way through Param City and Cornelia, I went by Nyx Drake for sake. I'm surprised no one was able to put two and two together on that end.
She kind of has like one brow raised a little bit. Forgive me, but I don't think that has. She just like is thinking to herself. I don't think that has any connotations to, or any similarities to Pendrick, or your name in general.
Well, I mean, Nyx was a nickname that I don't even remember who gave me when I was here. It might have been that gypsy. It might have been that one gypsy servant, Bright Eye. It could have been Orion. I honestly don't remember. But I stuck with it, and the Drake part, I don't know. It was just a stab in the dark, to be honest. I wasn't entirely sure what I was doing. I came up with the name on the spot when someone asked me. And regardless, that is who I am. It is the name that I've made for myself. It is the name of which I have gone through most of this entire year. And as of right now, it is the name of the person who is going to save the goddamn world from the brink of shadows.
Well, she kind of looks up at the sky, and she says, "Well, Nyx, I support you in whatever it is you want to do. I will no longer be a puppet to him, his whims. I will try to make a change around here. It's not going to be overnight, but know that it will be done. I will try to make this place a safer home for you to return to when your adventures are over."
You see Nyx tears up very heavily and goes in for a hug. Nyx is just in a huggy mood right now.
And she says in your ear, "Come now, my child. You've grown so big, and you must go now. Go save the world, and come back. Come back to all of us."
I will. Nyx slowly releases the embrace, kind of rubs their eyes to kind of dry them out.
And
Looks to the crystal tower, and just kind of gives a nod and is like, "All right, let's do this."
who are you saying this to?
I'm just saying this out in general.
And I guess as you walk to your crewmates, you hear Orion say out to you, "Hey."
Turn back around to face him.
He kind of lifts his self up, like kind of almost sticking his chest out, and says, "Walk tall, Nyx Drick."
They sort of nod and go, "And always keep being yourself, brother."
He nods. And the captain kind of goes up to you and says, "All right, now, you sure you don't need any assistance?"
I think it would be best if everyone stayed here.
All right. As you wish.
I turn back to the guards and I go, "Everyone is to stay here to protect the maze, to protect Shinra, to protect all that we know and all that we love."
And they all, "Aye."
And you might also want to protect yourself from a pirate that may or may not try and invade here. We'll talk about that hopefully when I get back.
And they all go silent.
You'll be fine. I just kind of turn to Vesta and Evangeline, the party, and I go, "I'm sure they'll be fine against Big A, right?"
Surely, I mean, it's just one pirate.
Along with its crew,
pirate.
Evangeline says.
I mean, yeah, but
True.
this is the crystal god. This is the crystal god. This is the birthplace of the culmination of machine and machination.
And magic.
And magic, yes. Worst case scenario, we could, I don't know, steal Big A's boat?
Don't think he'll like that. Vesta.
He's a pirate, he doesn't like anything.
That's fair.
Fair point.
Vesta, you're about to say something?
No, just thinking about stealing certain vehicles.
We already got an airship. What more do you want from me?
I mean, It wasn't stolen, but you know.
Yeah. And after all yelling "aye," they all go to attention kind of stance with their arm kind of like this to their chest. And they all look to you. And the captain says, "Right then. Don't get yourselves killed. Come back to us, warriors of light, and prevail."
Don't get yourself repetitively killed, Captain.
Oh, ha ha ha. With that kind of jargon, my crewmates here will never respect me again, thanks to you.
With everything that's happened, I don't think they'll even respect my father, thanks to me. If they ever did, to be honest.
You're a clever one, Nick Drake. Clever indeed.
Fair enough.
Right now, off with you. May you walk in the light of the crystal.
And may it forever shine its graces upon you, Captain.
He nods.
I turn back to the crew. Now who's ready to fuck some shit up?
I'm always ready for that.
Alright.
We make our way to the tower.
Okay. After some time walking through the maze, you find the door. It's still been opened. And you find the large grassy field where the giant tower resides. And yeah. You enter the tower. You see the base floor. You walk through to the elevator and you go right up to the front, through the elevator shafts. You see Amon still lying there, and along with, other things, his sciencey bits. And after the elevator going up through a long way, you appear in the throne room where the void gate still lies.
And with that, I'm gonna have to head out early today.
Alright. Actually, how long have we been going?
We've been at it for like 2 hours now.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah, been about an hour and a half. Alright, so yeah, you know what? That's actually a good starting point because... Oopsie daisies, I fucked something. Okay, there we go. No, that's actually a good stopping point because once you guys enter into that void gate, there's no turning back.
Woohoo!
Alright. Thank you all for coming through for this emotionally heavy episode of Dragon Queen Nuts. So, goodbye, every streamer and creamer out there. Stay creamy and streamy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye!